Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Rhea Ripley avoided security at a recent event to share a heartfelt moment with a young WWE fan. The Eradicator will be teaming up with Damian Priest to battle the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio in a mixed tag team match at WWE Bash in Berlin on August 31st. The 27-year-old appeared during Fanatics Fest this past weekend, and a young wrestling fan wanted to hug her. Security attempted to stop the child, but Ripley walked over and shared a hug with her. You can check out the heartwarming video in the Instagram post below. Dominic Mysterio betrayed Rhea Ripley at WWE SummerSlam earlier this month and helped Liv Morgan retain the Women's World Championship. Finn Balor also betrayed Damian Priest during the Premium Live event and cost him the World Heavyweight Championship in his match against Gunther. The Terror Twins have since teamed up on Raw and vowed to take down the new version of the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley reveals WWE Raw star suggested she use the mommy nickname. Rhea Ripley recently shared that Damian Priest suggested she use the mommy nickname on WWE television. In an exclusive interview with Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bill Apter, the former champion noted that after Dominic Mysterio joined the Judgment Day, she was trying to get "I'm Your Poppy" over. However, Priest suggested she use the mommy nickname instead, and she agreed with the former World Heavyweight Champion. "I'm 27 now, I know who I am. The whole mommy persona, it's who I am. The mommy name might have came from Damian Priest because I wore a 'I'm Your Poppy' shirt and I was trying to run with the poppy thing and they were like, maybe not. He was like, you're mommy. Just be mommy. I was like, you know what, you were right. I am mommy." 116-135, the Judgment Day got the better of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley this past Monday night on Raw. Mysterio challenged Priest to a singles match, but the heel faction jumped the 42-year-old from behind before the bell rang. Ripley tried to make the save, but the numbers game was too much and the Judgment Day stood tall. The atmosphere in the packed arena was electric as fans roared with excitement, their cheers echoing off the walls of the venue. It was the night after SummerSlam, and the WWE Universe was still buzzing from the high-octane action they had witnessed. The crowd was eagerly awaiting the entrance of the Eradicator herself, Rhea Ripley, the reigning Women's World Champion and a central figure in the Judgment Day. The lights in the arena dimmed, and the unmistakable sound of Rhea Ripley's entrance music, "Demon in Your Dreams," filled the space. The crowd erupted as she made her way to the ring, her imposing presence commanding every eye in the arena. Dressed in her signature black leather jacket and sporting her fierce look, Rhea exuded confidence and power. As she approached the ring, Rhea couldn't help but notice the sea of signs and homemade posters that the fans were waving. Among them, one sign stood out to her, a bright pink poster with glittering letters that read, "Rhea Ripley is my hero." Held high by a young girl no older than 8, the sign caught Rhea's attention. The girl, her eyes wide with admiration, was perched on her father's shoulders, her small hands gripping the sign as if it were the most precious thing in the world. Rhea paused on the ramp, her eyes locked on the young fan. There was something about the child's pure joy and excitement that tugged at her heart. She could see the girl was wearing a mini version of her ring gear, a tiny leather jacket with studs, black leggings, and even a replica of the Women's World Championship belt slung over her shoulder. The sight made Rhea smile, a rare and genuine expression that softened her usual stern demeanor. Security, as always, was tight around the superstar, and they had already started to guide Rhea toward the ring, keeping her away from the fans who were reaching out for a chance to touch their idol. But Rhea had other plans. She stopped abruptly, causing the security team to halt as well. Ignoring their puzzled looks, she pointed toward the young fan. "I want to meet her," Rhea said, her voice firm but filled with warmth. The security team hesitated, unsure if this was a good idea. It was one thing to acknowledge fans from a distance, but another to approach them in the middle of a show, especially with the unpredictability of a live crowd. However, Rhea wasn't taking no for an answer. With a determined stride, she moved past the security personnel and headed straight for the young girl. The crowd went wild as they realized what was happening. Cheers of support and excitement filled the arena as Rhea made her way over to the fan section. The young girl's father, wide-eyed with disbelief, carefully lowered his daughter to the ground as Rhea approached them. "Hey there, little champ," Rhea said, crouching down to the girl's level. Her voice was gentle, a stark contrast to the aggressive tone she used in the ring. The girl's eyes shimmered with tears of joy as she realized her hero was standing right in front of her. She was momentarily speechless, her small hands trembling as she clutched the pink sign to her chest. Rhea noticed the tears welling up in the girl's eyes and reached out, gently wiping them away with her thumb. "What's your name?" Rhea asked, her voice soft and caring. Ava," the girl stammered, her voice barely above a whisper. "Well, Ava, I just want to say that you look amazing," Rhea said, nodding toward the girl's outfit. "I see you're ready to be the next women's champion." Ava beamed at the compliment, her face lighting up with pride. The crowd around them was still cheering, but Rhea's focus was entirely on Ava. The connection between them was palpable, a moment of pure, unfiltered emotion in the midst of the chaos of the WWE universe. "Do you know why I love doing what I do?" Rhea continued, her tone sincere. "It's because of fans like you. You give me the strength to keep going, even when things get tough. You're the real inspiration." Ava's father was watching the interaction with a mixture of awe and gratitude. He could hardly believe that the same woman who dominated her opponents in the ring was now being so kind and gentle with his daughter. It was a side of Rhea Ripley that the world rarely saw, a side that was reserved for moments like this. Rhea reached out and took Ava's small hand in hers, giving it a gentle squeeze. "You keep being strong, okay? And always remember that you can be anything you want to be." Ava nodded enthusiastically, her tears now replaced by a bright smile. "I want to be just like you, Rhea." Rhea chuckled softly. "You already are, Ava. You already are." As the moment stretched on, the security team began to signal that it was time to move on. Rhea nodded to them but wasn't quite ready to leave just yet. She had one more thing to do. Reaching over her shoulder, Rhea unfastened the replica Women's World Championship belt that Ava was wearing. She then slid it over Ava's head, positioning it properly around her waist. The belt was far too big, but that only added to the charm of the gesture. "There you go, champ," Rhea said, smiling. "Wear that with pride." Ava looked down at the belt in disbelief, her eyes wide with wonder. She reached out to touch the gold plate, her fingers tracing the edges as if trying to convince herself that this was real. "Thank you, Rhea," Ava whispered, her voice choked with emotion. Rhea leaned in and gave Ava a gentle hug, whispering something in her ear that only the two of them could hear. It was a private moment between a superstar and her biggest fan, a memory that Ava would carry with her for the rest of her life. As Rhea stood up, she looked back at Ava one last time, giving her a reassuring nod. The crowd erupted in applause, their appreciation for Rhea's gesture evident in the deafening cheers. The Women's World Champion had just shown that being a hero wasn't just about winning matches, it was about making a difference in the lives of those who looked up to her. Rhea Ripley made her way back to the ring, the cheers of the crowd still echoing in her ears. But as she climbed into the ring, ready to continue her role as the Judgment Day's fierce warrior, she knew that this night would be remembered not for the battles fought in the squared circle, but for the bond she had forged with a young girl named Ava. And as the bell rang, signaling the start of the next match, Rhea Ripley couldn't help but glance back at Ava one last time. The little girl was still standing there, clutching her belt, her eyes filled with hope and admiration. In that moment, Rhea knew that she had made a difference, and that was a victory far greater than any title she could ever hold.